Hi everyone, I'm Mayumi. This is Sean, and thank you so much for joining us again.
Thank
I know
you for having me again.
We did a part 1, so today we're gonna talk about part 2, which is like what's happening after that part 1. So if you haven't watched the part 1, so please go back and start watching a part 1, and then maybe come back here. That'd be so awesome. So Sean was actually, if you started watching this first one, and Sean's been sharing like a 28-second mistake costing him 28 years in a prison. So he just out in 2 years ago. So now actually he did amazing things actually in a prison. Like he became, I like when I heard your story, you became a leader, and because you found a mentor, and from that you had like 15,000 hours to mentoring so many other people in there. So if you can kind of share about who was the mentor, and because you could have like completely different folk, or like being like mad all the time, or like you went to like, okay, you know what, I'm gonna change the course of life. So who was your mentor in
my mentor was Joaquin Jordan. And so he's still my mentor today. He's out. He did 24 years. He got out, and so he was the one who seen me on the yard, and he came and grabbed me and was like, hey, let me talk to you for a minute.
Oh, wow.
And so he just started explaining to me and showing me a little something different, and it was interesting. So I came to his groups and watched him facilitate, and I was wowed. I was like, oh, you know what? I can do this. I like this, right? Because I've always been a person that likes to help. I was just going in a different direction. That's all.
Wow. So you met your mentor, and then from that you learned something new, and from that you're teaching so many other people. And so how the whole thing's happened, and what was the process about? Like you transformed so many people's life in there already.
Yes. So for me, the first thing I had to do was work on me, right? And so he taught me how to renew my thinking, because I thought one way and it wasn't productive. It wasn't healthy. It wasn't a healthy thinking. And so he taught me how to think healthy, right? And that took some time, because when you're used to thinking a certain way for so many years, right? It takes time, right? To start thinking a different way. And so after that, but while I was doing that, I was still sharing with other people coming into the classroom. And then he taught a facilitating curriculum to help us, because we was like his little proteges, right? And so we started facilitating other groups. And I learned that when you start helping other people and facilitating other people, it helps you also. It helps you grow. For one, you have to live like that, right? You have to talk to people when they come into you, when you're teaching them the curriculum and how you're living. And life experience, when you personally go through it, is nothing better than just, reading a book and then facilitating with somebody is something different. But living a life and then facilitating the curriculum and then living the way that curriculum that you're teaching is the most beautiful thing in the world. And so that's what I had to do with Joaquin Jordan. That's how I became a facilitator, and then started opening up different groups as I went to different prisons. And it just became good.
So then the day come, and then you basically said, they said like, now you're free.
Yes.
So the gates open, you're free. And how did you feel that day?
I was nervous. Because you feel like anything can go wrong. So until I got off the prison grounds, I knew I was free, right? But while I'm sitting there waiting, and then they drive you up front to where your family is in the parking lot, I still didn't trust it, right? I need to get off the premises.
Right.
And so when I get up there, my aunt was waiting for me. She drove from Arizona to pick me up. And so I just kissed the ground, gave her a hug, cried a little bit, and then we drove off and went and ate. And I just was like, it was still unbelievable.
Unbelievable feeling.
It was really unbelievable.
Yes.
And then looking back at the prison, I was joyful, but at the same time I was sad, because I met a lot of good people in there, right? That made bad mistakes, like me.
Yes.
And it cost us time out of our life, but you can take that and you can change that time and make it into a positivity, right? A positive thing.
Yeah.
And so I was sad a little bit, but I talk to them all the time. They're able to call me, and so it was great. It's awesome. It's still unbelievable that I've been out a little over 2 years. Got out September 28, 2021. And so...
you feel like you're reborn.
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
Yes.
Wow. So now you continue to work like maybe like unless some of the people missed the first part and you're watching this, and can you kind of share a little bit about what you do now?
So my nonprofit is called The Tree of Life. And so TREE is an acronym for Therapeutic Reparation, Educating Everyone. And so we mentor youth. We help people that's incarcerated, people that come home from incarceration, because that's really a big thing for me, them two right there. We help with the veterans. We feed the unhoused, which they call the homeless. We do parenting classes for parents, pass out food for parents with children. So however many kids you have, that's how many boxes of food we give you.
Wow.
And then we just pretty much do for autism also, the Run Walk Autism Run, inform people. And we do the mental health with my business partner, Claire Brown, right? And so we also have a trucking business out in Los Angeles by my partner, my other partner, Daryl Smith, right, called Reversion 31. So we do that, and we just, anything that God allows us to be able to do to change our community, to make the world a better place, one human at a time, that's what we're gonna do.
Wow. That's amazing. I can feel the energy and the passion, like, you know, like you just go, and just like no stopping, you know. There's no reason to stop, no reason to settle. You just kind of push yourself to whatever's available.
Right.
Or maybe the impossible to make it possible.
Most definitely.
Wow.
When you tell me I can't do it, you just motivate me.
Right.
You motivate me to show you that I can do it.
That's right. And tell me a little bit about, I know like somehow like my location, the nutrition club there, Impact Nutrition, and you found that tree, exact looking tree is on my wall, and you are so shocked about like something meant to be, you know, tree and tree.
Yes.
You know, just sometimes like life is like, I think we're supposed to meet at this point.
Yes.
And I think that is supposed to meet to do something together.
Yes.
So can you share with me a little bit why you picked that logo on the trees? And
well, I was in San Francisco with my fiance, and I took her out for her birthday. It's right by the water, South Frisco. And so we were walking with a place that was just a bunch of trees, and I'm just looking at the trees, and I was like, wow, I love these different types of trees. But it was certain ones that I liked, like this with the roots, because you know the roots is our foundation, right? And so the leaves, we consider the leaves, we are the branches, and the leaves is the fruit that we bear, right? Which is the things that we're doing out here in the community. And as you can see, there's a lot of leaves on the tree. So I don't want to limit ourselves on what we can do out here in the community.
Right.
And so the tree, also I looked at it, when you think about a tree, right, think about what the tree brings. First, it brings oxygen for us to breathe.
Right.
That's the most important thing. Without trees, we'd be in trouble. It can bring heat when you chop it down, right, but it brings food, because some countries depend on their trees to grow and bear fruit. So that's how I came up with the tree.
That's amazing. That's awesome. So I'm super excited what we're gonna do here together too, and we're gonna be stay tuned. So this is just the beginning of our interview, and we're gonna coming back to kind of share more about what's going on after that. And we forgot to shooting this one like during that lots of bunch of kids last weekend. So but I think we're gonna shooting more. Maybe sometime I like to have a kids here to kind of share the story as well too. And really like I'm so excited to be part of that kind of community too, meeting people too, because so many people just settle and they're happy whatever they're at. But like you can do so much more for others as well, and that's such a joy to do that. So so thank you so much for sharing today. I appreciate it, and to be continued for this episode. Thank you so much, everyone.